It is still too soon to know how high insurance claims from Ian will climb, but there is little doubt for those who know that Florida's already stressed and expensive property insurance process will become a crisis for those buckling under the costs or who won't be able to afford it at all. At the state-created Citizens Property Insurance Corporation, Florida's so-called insurer of last resort, they've been sounding the alarm for years. Barry Gilway is the longtime president and CEO. Barry, it is great to see you, and we so appreciate your time today.
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
So last we talked, I want to talk specifically and then a bit more broadly if we can. Last we talked, you at Citizens have been taking on so many more policies, doubled the amount of policies in just the last couple of years, even before Ian, and now the exposure that you must be feeling this week is enormous. Can you detail that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were as low as 400,000 policyholders, but today as of Friday, we're 1,064,000 policyholders, and we expect to be about 1.2 million policyholders by the end of the year.
And that's
we're growing. We're growing by 10,000 policyholders per week.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to make clear for everybody that that's because other insurers, private insurers, are leaving the state or simply becoming insolvent.
Absolutely, Glenn. I mean, I think what's happening is you have 7 insolvencies recently, for Florida insurers, and you have many more insurers, probably 50–60% of the market at least, that's just simply shut down and they're not writing coverage. That results in the flow of business into Citizens.
So now we have a monstrous storm, the costs of which have yet to be tallied, but will be, boy, some of the estimates I've seen is up to $250 billion. And even though we're talking about the Southwest coast, Central Florida as well in many cases, but every policy holder, every homeowner in Florida with insurance is going to be feeling some kind of pressure, rate hike, maybe worse. Explain that if you would.
Yeah, well, we're expecting about 225,000 claims. We're financially, we can handle that readily. We're extremely well placed financially as Citizens. And I believe the insurance industry for this storm is very well positioned. But there's no question private insurers have been increasing their rates 20–30%, frankly, because of the litigation that's occurring across the state. And we can expect that to have an impact, Ian, to have an ongoing impact on the rates that the private insurers are paying.
And so for people who cannot afford what a private insurer might make their premium, they default to Citizens. Citizens, I know your ability to do rate hikes is capped somewhat, but you still can. So when you say that for this storm, the solvency is there, what about for the next storm, which frankly could come in a matter of weeks or days even?
That's a great question, Glenn. I think I don't have access, obviously, to the what we call reinsurance tower, so the level of reinsurance that's in place. But every private insurer, must have coverage for a 1 in 130 storm, followed by a 75-year storm. So they must have that coverage in place. There's another statutory requirement that says they can't use more than 15% of their surplus for any one event. So they should be in great shape for the first storm. But if multiple storms, certainly of this magnitude, occur, Glenna, then there's going to be additional insolvencies, without any question.
And then what?
Then Citizens grows. Because there's only one place for insolvent insureds from insolvent carriers to go. There's very limited capacity in the private marketplace today, which means basically as companies become insolvent, then we're writing anywhere from 35 to 40% of all of the business that is canceled as a result of the insolvencies that are occurring.
So I guess I'm trying to keep getting up step by step. So if Citizens grows and then there are more storms and more damage, at some point Citizens is the taxpayers funded entity. From different pots, but essentially we're all paying for Citizens. So do you foresee premiums or an assessment of sorts? I mean, take me to the end game here.
Yeah, so for this storm, and I do want to repeat that, for this storm, we do not anticipate being in a position where we will assess. However, Citizens does have the authority to assess first Citizens policyholders at the rate of 15% of their premium. Actually, 45% of their premium if the different accounts that we write run into trouble. But then, so there's a potential for this storm. There's no potential assessment that we can see at this point. However, if we grow and there's additional losses that occur, we run out of surplus. Today, we have $6.8 billion worth of surplus. Our estimate for this storm is that we will have roughly $3.9 billion in losses. Some of that will be reinsured, but you can see that if additional storms occur, then there's always the potential for assessment. And for an insured, the total assessment that you could expect in a worst case scenario with an emergency assessment is 45% of your premium.
And for some people, that's into the thousands of dollars.
Right. The average premium, the last thing I saw, Glenna, was the average premium for a homeowner in Florida is about $4,200. Obviously, it varies tremendously. Miami-Dade, for example, significantly higher. That would be in the $8,000 to $9,000 range. And when you get into the more rural areas with less litigation, then it would be significantly less. So there's a wide variation in terms of what individuals pay. But the assessment potential is very, very real if we have multiple storms.
And so I know for all of the things that Florida lawmakers did and did not do on property insurance this go around, I'm guessing you expect it to come back next session. And what will you be asking them for?
I'll be asking for two primary things. Number one, we've got to fix the litigation in the state. It is completely and totally out of hand. And the only way to fix that and fix it for good is the elimination of what we call the one-way attorney fee statute. So we'll be asking, the industry will be asking for the elimination of the one-way attorney fee statute. And the second issue is the elimination of AOB, the same
assignment of benefits. Assignment
of benefits. That's where an insured basically assigns all of their rights and all of their benefits for a policy to a third-party contractor who then sues the insurance companies. And frankly, that's what's killing the insurance company. The insurance industry in Florida lost $1.2 billion in negative net income last year, which is a third of the entire surplus.
You know, this is something that I don't mean to cut you off. We're up against a commercial break. I just wanted to sort of put a fine point on. This is something that I know you are so deep into, and we will certainly be following that and reporting on your efforts as well. Barry Gilway, CEO of Citizens Property Insurance, so appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you having me on.